All right, let's now cross to our reporter, Mariska Botha, who is outside the Tutu residence in Milnerton in Cape Town. A very good afternoon to you, Mariska. Of course, you've been stationed just outside the house. I see now it's been cordoned off. I see that they are really trying to get as little people as possible close to the house, unlike it was yesterday. I just heard the Archbishop Thabo Makgoba now announcing events that will be taking place leading up to Saturday's funeral. Since you've been outside the house, what more can you tell us at this stage about those preparations in terms of getting ready for Saturday?
I know also that we expect Minister. Well, the Archbishop made it very clear, that is Archbishop Emeritus Desmond Tutu, that he does not want a long drawn-out affair after his passing. And that's why everything is taking place within 7 days after his passing. All of this quick happenings is taking place because that was his last wish. He wanted it to take place within a week. And that's why he's being buried. It's unfortunate about the date, but that is life and death for you. So the Arch will be buried on Saturday. So a lot happening. Today must be a very exhausting day for the Tutu family. There's been a lot of people that came around to visit them, high-level delegation people visiting. We saw the likes of Phumzile Mlambo-Ngcuka paying a visit earlier. Of course, she was the former Deputy President of South Africa and a representative in the United Nations as well. And we saw Trevor Manuel, the former Minister of Finance and Minister in the Presidency. He spoke to us quickly outside, telling us that his relationship with the Archbishop stretches back over 30 years. And he says their relationship was one of a parent and a child. And he was very emotional when he spoke. And he told us that Marleya, she lost her partner of over 60 years. For so many decades, the two of them were a pair, working together, trying to change the world, showing the world how it should be done. And for her, despite his high age, despite him being 90 years old and passing, one must remember she's lost her partner, she's lost her friend, she's lost her husband. So for her, certainly today, and the rest of the family, it must be a very difficult day to receive all these visitors. Well-intentioned indeed, but just to come pay their last respects. We know that Imtiaz Suleiman was here. He's the chairman and the founder of Gift of the Givers. He had a very close relationship with the Arch as well. He said when they met many years ago, he was so nervous as a younger man because it's this great hero. And he says, but that's really where the relationship between Gift of the Givers and the Anglican Church started, and how two different religions crossed the divide. Of course, Dr. Suleiman is Muslim and the Archbishop was an Anglican, but he said that he learned from the Archbishop, it doesn't matter who you are and where you come from, people should work in unity and work together to change the world. And then, of course, the Mayor of Cape Town was here, and the big arrival we're all waiting for at this stage is, of course, President Cyril Ramaphosa. We do understand he is expected within the hour, so we are waiting to see when he will arrive, and hopefully we could get to speak to him. We are cordoned off flow, as you said there. We are not allowed to get closer to the home, and at this moment, understandably so, the family would not want to be overwhelmed, and everybody who is coming is officially visiting because Marleya herself is elderly. COVID is still with us. We are very much in the fourth wave of the pandemic in the Western Cape, so precautions need to be taken to ensure that she also remains safe and his family too. But right now, the big arrival we're waiting for is that of President Cyril Ramaphosa to come pay his respects in person to the Tutu family.
You know, as our colleague, the cameraman, was just panning there to your left, I was interested to see that there is quite a gathering or contingent of media. And you'll remember, although, you know, being based in Cape Town, that during the time of a former late President Mandela, that, I mean, there was a string of international media outside. Of course, then we weren't dealing with COVID-19, so there was a lot more than what you're seeing now. But let's talk about the international interest. I mean, he passed away yesterday, so I'm sure a lot of them haven't been able yet to arrive, but they do have, you know, reporters stationed in Africa, in South Africa. And I'm just wondering, in terms of the amount of international interest, as I have seen looking online, if you've seen that playing out physically as you're standing outside the Archbishop's home.
much as you would think at this stage at his residence. Like you said, Flo, there are many events taking place, and with COVID-19, it might be difficult to muster people to enable them to travel from wherever they are and come here. But we do have a few international broadcast houses here with us. I'm just turning around to see who is paying a visit now. Damsel Kufa is our camera person. She's just standing there for us. We're just trying to get the attention. You see the whole day in and out people coming. But to answer your question, Flo, yes, we do have international media houses present here. Quite a few of them with some very impressive and strange equipment, I must say. They are gathered here, and of course they will be covering all the events in the week of Archbishop Emeritus Desmond Tutu, and definitely will be present at his burial and funeral. So it will be interesting to see how many people will be allowed into the St. George's Cathedral, given that COVID-19 protocols is in place, but there's quite a few people present here. Let's just quickly speak here to our.
Why do you want No, I want everybody to get a talk.
Let's just see if we can get an interview here quickly.
Hi, can we get a few words from the ANC in the province about the visit and its message to the Tutu family?
I'm just a member of Parliament, but on behalf of ourselves, Archbishop Tutu meant a lot for us. In my generation, he was the one that inspired us to be less militant, to accept the reconciliation. The last 5 years, I was part of the people that prayed silently for him, and I think we all have our story. We are humbled, we are grateful to be part of that. There's many ANC members who would have been able to want to say this message to them, but protocol. So we just brought some flowers. We are grateful, and we love Arch very much, and wish the family also.
Yeah, from my side, I mean, as you know, he has an attachment with the University of Fort Hare. So I was in Cape Town, and I thought it's just fitting that I do make a turn as a Deputy Vice Chancellor of the university and just come and pay our respects for the Archbishop. He has a rich history with the university, and we just thought that we needed to come and pay our respects and so on for the family, and to say our deepest sympathy, and that our thoughts are with the family and the children, of course, and with his dear wife. Thank you.
I want to ask my father-in-law, who's an Anglican member from the church for a long time, to say a few words.
I was blessed.
He was ordained by.
I was blessed to see Archbishop becoming the first bishop, colored bishop of South Africa, and when he became a bishop, he asked us as lay ministers to go on course for 6 months. And our priest used to tell us he was a man when the day he became Archbishop, 7 o'clock in the morning, between 7 and 6 he knocks up to see if they are up doing God's work, praying. And it was grateful for me today to know that I was ordained by him as a lay minister. I was one of the first here in South Africa when he became, and I can remember how the church has split when he became minister. Many of the whites left the church. We have an orchestra in St. George's. It is broke up, but anyway, I'm grateful for what he has done in my life. He meant something to me. These hands that he laid on me the day when I was ordained as a lay minister strengthened me up till today. I'm almost 80 and I'm still going. Thank you.
Lastly, it's quite an emotive time for the family, and can you talk about this?
Thank you very much. That was Faiz Jacobs of the Western Cape, ANC in the Western Cape, just leading that delegation visiting the house of Archbishop Desmond Tutu in Milnerton.